So Mrs. Persad Bissessar today brought articles of impeachment against the president. And when asked, why she didn't include the evidence in the motion so, the impeachment articles could have some context, she responded that, you know, evidence doesn't have to go into a motion. It is not a requirement. Is this because Mrs. Persad Bissessar you don't have any evidence?
Sure. Well, Shane, with due respect, evidence doesn't have to go into a motion. The evidence is provided again in your submissions and in debate. It's not a requirement, as simple as I can see.
Kamla now blames the Speaker of the House for her failure to articulate the evidence and the reason for impeaching the president. She now says that it was the Speaker's fault and members were given no reason to vote yes or no on the motion.
Let me put it this way. You bring 70 something of us, or over 70 of us, big men and women, someone to come and sit there to vote on a motion without providing these 70, over 70 men and women with the reasons, the reasons why they should vote yes or no.
Kamla says she's ashamed of the women on the front bench. She's utterly ashamed of the Prime Minister.
Why? What kind of charade is that? What kind of facade is that? What are you trying to tell people? You love women? I'm sure you do. I love my mother too. I love my sisters. But these are the people you've denigrated, and today, in a show of force, you line up all the women on the front bench of the parliament. That's child's play. This is also childish. Having no substance whatsoever, Prime Minister. I'm ashamed of you. Ashamed of you. So, he hides there, and then he puts all these people as his frontline warriors today.
In a bizarre twist of the narrative, Mrs. Persad Bissessar says that it is actually the Prime Minister who is responsible for the barrage of attacks against women. But yet she doesn't bring the motion of impeachment proceedings against, or even no confidence against the Prime Minister. But she brings it against the President, yet says no evidence is needed in the motion, and that it was actually the Speaker who is responsible for not providing the evidence, even though everybody is well aware that Mrs. Persad Bissessar presented a one-page motion with no credible evidence, with no understanding of the procedures of the standing orders or even the Constitution. And to save face now, Mrs. Persad Bissessar has to come up with fanciful explanations, which is quite frankly embarrassing. So here she is again, embarrassing herself, trying to come up with an explanation as to her outrageous and disgusting behaviour.
Be man and man up. While you want to condemn me and the women and we fighting. No, it is you. You are the center of this crisis, Prime Minister. Man up to it and don't push the ladies in front of you to protect yourself. You have the president there, push her in the front to take the fall. You had the speaker now, push her in front there. Poor lady was so beleaguered today, you could see it on her face with all the questions about the process. And where's the Prime Minister? Sitting there for over 3 hours, totally dumb. Not a word did he say. Whilst the battering that's taking place on these women, I condemn him for that. And don't come and tell me about women and bad talking women, man. You're the last man to talk about speaking women. You're the last man in this country. And I condemn you for that. And I feel so sorry for these ladies, They're both brilliant in their own right, but they're being used as a shield, as shields to protect the Prime Minister and his government and his high officials. So he now hides behind the Speaker's robes.
There's a certain level of coherence that is obviously not apparent with Mrs. Persad Bissessar. But here she is now calling for a revolution and to keep this matter alive until the truth is revealed. So herein lies the issue with Mrs. Persad Bissessar. She's just inadvertently admitted that she has no truths. She's waiting for truths to be revealed. Yet she has preempted the truths and sought to impeach a president based on no facts, no evidence, and when asked to provide the evidence, it's everybody else's fault. And now she wants a revolution where she tells the prime minister that he has nowhere to hide, no rock to hide behind, no cloak to protect him. If that isn't seditious, I don't know what is. Goodness grief. Kamla, resign.
In this matter, we kept alive long after today, until the truth is revealed. We will take it on to the people as an October Revolution, as you know happened in other countries, when our constitution has been defeated. The Prime Minister will find no rock large enough to hide under, or no robe thick enough to protect him from the firestorm that will come his way as a wage for shredding our sacred constitution. So we will keep this issue and others alive.